Good morning, dear students. My name is Ferhan Mazher, and today we are studying the subject Cambridge O Levels Mathematics Syllabus D. The code of the subject is D Maths 4024. Today we have set our hearts to solve paper 2 of this subject, and in today we have selected May June 2022 4024 2-1 paper. This paper 2 belongs from the zone 1. So let's start this paper. We will hope that we will be able to complete this paper in this session, in this video. So let's start today's paper. So the first question, so this is the paper, May, June 2022, and 2-1 paper. Paper 2, the time allowed is 2 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, so in 2020, the running cost for Frederick's car was $5,200. 28% of the running cost was spent on insurance. 3 by 25% of the running cost was spent on maintenance. $740 on the running cost was spent on the tax. The remainder of the running cost was spent on petrol. Calculate the amount the Frederick spent on petrol. It's a 3 marks question. Okay, so first of all, I will calculate how much is the money spent on insurance. That will be 28 by 100 multiply 5,200. Then I will calculate how much money is spent on maintenance. That will be 3 by 25 multiply 5,200. And then I will calculate how much is the total money spent. That is insurance plus the maintenance plus the tax. And then I will subtract their sum from the total, the money he spent, and the remaining money goes for the petrol. So very simple solution. So let me show you. So here we have that solution coming up on your screen. Okay. So, okay. So insurance is 28% of the 5,200. That will be 28 divided by 100 multiply 5,200. Paper 2, you are allowed the calculator. Just enter this value in the calculator. You will get $1,456. Maintenance is 3 by 25 of the total money spent. So it will be 3 by 25 multiply 5,200, and that will be $624. The tax is directly given at that $740. So the total money the remaining money is spent on the petrol. So from the total money, subtract these three amounts. So 5,200 minus 1,456 minus 624 minus 740, and you will get 2,380. 2,380. So its marking scheme is here. So let me show you. 2,380 is the right answer, sir. Okay, so this was the 3 marks. He says in 2021, the tax increased by 1.5%. Calculate the tax in 2021. Okay, so in 2020, the tax was 4,200, and in 2021, it will be 1.5% more, and then it will be $740. So very simple. You see, the tax in 2021 will be the tax in the 2020 plus 1.5% increase in that amount. So it will be 740 plus 1.5 divided by 100 multiply 740, and when you enter this in your calculator, it will be $751.1. So in 2021, the tax will be $751.1. $751.1 is the right answer, sir. So this is how you do this part. And then we have next part. He says in January, the cost of the petrol is $2.20 per liter. Find the cost of 38.7 liters of petrol. So I can use the method of the proportionality. I will write here petrol and cost. 1 liter costs you $2.20. So 38.7 liter will cost you how much? So 1 divided by 38.7 is equals to 2.20 divided by x. You will cross multiply and you will make x alone. So x will be equals to 38.7 multiply 2.20, and that will be $85.14. So $85.14 is the right answer, sir. This is how you will do that part. So the next question, he says the average amount of petrol Frederick's car uses is 7 liters per 100 kilometer. In January, he spent $215.60 on petrol. Calculate the number of kilometers he drives in January. Okay, so very simple, but this is a two-step question. First of all, the 1 liter petrol costs you $2.20. So how many liters he will use in $215.6? So 1 by y equals to 2.20 divided by 215.6 cross multiply. So y will be equals to 215.6 divided by 2.20, and that will be 98 liters. So the money he spent, that shows he has used 98 liters of petrol. So it is given to us. Again, I will use the method of proportionality, proportional petrol and kilometers. 7-liter petrol can make you travel 100 kilometers. So 98-liter petrol, how much kilometers you will travel? That will be 7 by 98 equals to 100 divided by z. So cross multiply and make the z subject of the formula, make z alone. So z will be equals to 100 multiply 98 divided by 7, and that will be 1400 kilometer. So 1400 kilometer is the answer, sir. Okay, so question number 1B, second part, 1400 kilometer is the right answer. So this is the question number 1. It's B, second part. Okay, so then we have in February, the cost of the petrol increases to $2.24 per liter. Before, the price was how much? The price was $2.20 in the January, and in the February, it will be $2.24 per liter. Calculate the percentage increase in the cost of the petrol from January to February. The method is very simple. You find the increase, then you increase divided by the old value, multiply 100. So this is how you will do that. Let me show you how I have done this. Okay, so on your screen that a solution is coming. The price in the January is $2.20. The price in the February is $2.24. So percentage increase will be increased divided by the old value, multiply 100. So it will be 2.24 minus 2.20. That will be 0.04. And divided by the old value, which is 2.20, and multiply 100. You will get 1.81%. 1.81%. Let's check. 1.82 or 1.818. So our answer is right. Okay. So we are going to the next question. The next question coming up on your screen is question number 2. He says, here are the first 4 patterns in a sequence made using gray tiles and white tiles. Okay. So pattern number 1, here you can see we have 6 gray tiles and 2 white tiles. And in the pattern number 2, you can see I have 10 gray tiles and there are 8 white tiles. In the pattern number 3, there are 14 gray tiles and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 18 white tiles. Okay, now in the pattern number 4, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there will be 18 gray tiles and white tiles will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And the double of the 6, 32. So the white tiles will be 32. So he says complete the table for the first 5 patterns in the sequence. So let me show you. Okay, if you look at the sequence of the gray tiles, in the first pattern there are 6, then 10, then 14, then 18. Then how much it will be in the 15? In the fifth pattern, here is an increase of 4, again increase of 4, again increase of 4. So again I will increase it by 4. So in 18 plus 4, that will be 22. If you look at here, 2, from 2 it go to 18, and from 18 it went to, sorry, 8, and then here is an increase of 8, then increase of 10, and then you have increase of 14, and then increase of 18. Okay, here is an increase of 6, then increase of 10. So the increment is increased by 4. So 6, 10, 14, and now 18. So the increment is increased by 4. Okay, so it will be 50. The total tiles, you add them, you add them, you add them. So when you add 18 and 32, it will be 50. When you add 22 and 50, it will be 72. So let me check first of all. So you can see our answer is right. This is the answer given here. Okay, so the next part, they say after completing the table, they say find an expression in terms of n for the number of the gray tiles in the pattern. Okay, so I will write the sequence of the gray tiles. You can see the sequence is 6, 10, 14, 18, 32. I wrote here by mistake 20. Yeah, 22, sorry. And you can see here we have increment of 4, increment of 4, increment of 4, increment of 4. You have added 4, so you got the next term. So the method, if the sequence is such that by adding a certain number or by subtracting a certain number, you get the next number, then we call it arithmetic sequence. And we can find the nth term of the arithmetic sequence. We have a formula for that, that is a plus d bracket n minus 1 bracket close, where a means the first term of the sequence and d means that common difference. Here the common difference is plus 4. So we just put these values. So you will have 6 plus 4 bracket n minus 1. It will be 6 plus 4n minus 4, and it will be 4n plus 2. So the nth term of that gray tiles and for the pattern of the gray tiles will be 4n plus 2. So our answer is right. So our answer is right. Then he says pattern K has 98 gray tiles. So find the K. So the pattern K, in the place of n, I will put K. So I will, the formula for the nth term was 4n plus 2. So for kth pattern, the number of gray tiles will be 4k plus 2. And we know that the number of tiles, gray tiles, are 98. So 4k plus 2 is 98. So 4k will be equals to 98 minus 2. 4k will be equals to 96. So k will be equals to 96 divided by 4, and k will be 24. So this is the 24th pattern. It is 24th pattern. So our answer is right. Okay. So we are going to the next part. He says find an expression in terms of n for the number of the white tiles in the pattern n. Okay. So number of white tiles. So first of all, I will write the pattern of the white tiles. You know the pattern of the white tiles is 2, 8, 18, 32, 50. So I will find the difference between them. The difference in the first two terms is 6. Then the difference is 10. In the next two terms, the difference is 14. And in the next two terms, the difference is 18. So then I will find the second difference, and that will be 10 minus 6, it will be 4. 14 minus 10, it will be 4. 18 minus 14, that will be also 4. If the second difference is constant, if second difference is a number, that shows that this is a quadratic sequence. So what I will do, I will take the second difference and I will divide it with the 2. That's the method how you do this. You take the second difference, you divide it with the 2, you will get 2. So in your rough work somewhere, write 2n squared. In your rough work, write like I have written here 2n squared. Then you will write that sequence again, the original sequence 2, 8, 18, 32, and 50. In this 2n square, in the place of n, I will substitute 1, then I will substitute 2, then I will substitute 3, then I will substitute 4. Whatever the numbers I get, terms I get, I will write them here. So when I put 1 in the n, in the substitute n with the 1, I get 2. So when I substitute n with the 2, 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, I will write here 8. When I substitute n with the 3, I get 3 square is 9, 9 multiplied 2 is 18. And then I put 4 here, 4 square is 16, 16 multiplied 2 is 32. Then I put 5 here, so 5 square is 50, 25, 25 times 2 is 50. Then I subtract them. So I get 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So because this, you see, if I get some numbers here, then I will make their nth term. And whatever will be their nth term, I will just write here the formula of that nth term. But here, because the difference is 0, 0, so there is no other term to be written here. So only this is the answer. So the nth term will be 2n squared. This is the method how to find the nth term of a quadratic sequence. And how do you recognize that it's the quadratic sequence? When you find the first difference, then you find the second difference. The second difference is a constant number. So that means that it's a quadratic sequence. 2n square is the formula. 2n square is the right answer, sir, here. Okay, so we are going to the next term. He says find the total number of the tiles in the pattern 20. So the total number of tiles, we know the formula for the nth term for the, we know the formula for the nth term of the gray tiles, that is 4n plus 2. We know the nth term for the white tiles, that is 2n square. When you add those two, you get the total tiles. So it will be 2n square plus 4n plus 2. He says the 20th pattern. So in the place of n, I will put 20. So you will have 2 into 20 square plus 4 into 20 plus 2. And that will give you 882 tiles. 882 tiles is the right answer, sir. So this is how you will do this question. Okay, so we are going to the next. He says find an expression in terms of n for the number of white tiles. We are done with this. Total number. Okay, so we are done with this. Okay, so we are going to the next question. The next question is question number 3. He says the graph shows the cost in dollars of buying a length of fabric t meters long. So here we have on the x-axis we have the length of the fabric, 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, 4 meter. On the y-axis we have the cost of the fabric, $10, $20, $30, okay, $40. Okay. So from this graph, this graph is between the cost, and on the x-axis we have the length of the fabric. So he says use the graph to find the cost of buying 3.8 meter of fabric. So very simple from here. This is 3.8. From here you will go to the graph, and from here you will draw a line. So it will be something like $28, I think. So let me show you. From the graph, I can tell that the cost of that fabric will be $28. So it will be $28. So our answer is right. Okay. So the next question they are asking says Samira buys K meters of fabric. She pays with a $20 note and receives $1.5 change. Use the graph to find the value of the gift. So how much money she has spent? She gave $20 and the shopkeeper gave her back $1.5. So she has spent $18.50. So how much fabric she has bought? 18.5. So it will be 18.5. It will be here. So this is 18. This line is 18. So and this line is 19. So between them, you will have 18.5. From here, draw a line and it will be here, and from here go to the x-axis and it will be 2.5 meter. So she has bought 2.5 meter of the fabric. So this answer is coming from the graph. I hope you understand. 2.5 meter of the fabric she has bought. Okay, so the next thing they're asking is Anita cuts 10 meter of fabric into 3 lengths to make a blouse, a skirt, and a dress. The length of fabric needed to make the blouse, the skirt, and dress are in the ratio 6, ratio 8, ratio 11. Find the length of the fabric that is cut to make the dress. The ratio of the dress is 11. The sum of the ratio will be 19. 19 plus 6, that will be 25. And the total length of the fabric is 10 meters. So we will find how much. So the total length of the fabric used is 10 meters. The ratio between the blouse, skirt, and the dress is 6, ratio 8, ratio 11. So if you want to find out how much fabric is used to make the dress, that will be the ratio of the dress by the sum of the ratio multiply the total fabric. So that will be 11 by 25 multiply 10, and that will be 4.4 meter of the fabric. 4.4 meter of the fabric is the right answer, sir, from the marking scheme we can see. So you see, I have already done these questions. I have already checked my work, but I'm making sure to check the marking scheme again so we do not make a mistake, because it's possible that when you solve a paper, you make a little bit mistakes. It is possible, sir. Even it is possible for me that I might make some mistake. Okay. He says the upper bound for the area of a rectangular piece of fabric is 8.8125 meters square. The width of the piece of the fabric is 2.3 meter, correct to the nearest 0.1 meter. The length of the piece of fabric is d meters, correct to the nearest 0.1 meter. So find the value of the d. Okay, so we can find the value of the d. The method is very simple. You see the area of the fabric is length multiplied width, and the area's upper bound is given. So because the area is calculated by multiplying length with the width, so if it's the area's upper bound, the length's upper bound is used and the width's upper bound is used. Okay, so first of all, let me show you. You can see here the width is correct to 0.1 meter. So you divide it with the 2, you get 0.05 meter. So when you add 0.05 into the width, you get the upper bound. When you subtract 0.05 from the width, you get the lower bound. So 2.3 plus 0.05, it will give you 2.35 meter. That's the upper bound of the length of the width, sorry. And the width's lower bound will be 2.3 minus 0.05. That will be the lower bound. 2.25 meter is the lower bound. In the same way, the length is given. The length is d. So when you add 0.05 into it, you will get the upper bound of the length. That will be d plus 0.05. If you want to find out the lower bound of the length, that will be d minus 0.05. So area is length multiplied width, and the area given to us, he said that is the upper bound of the area. The upper bound of the area, because the length and the width, when you multiply them, then you get the area's upper bound. That's why in this formula, logically, the length and the width, both of them, their upper bounds must be used. So area is 8.8, area is 8.8125 equals to the length will be d plus 0.05 in the bracket multiply with the 2.35. So when you multiply, take the 2.35 to the other side, it will be 8.8125 divided by 2.35. That will give you 3.75 equals to d plus 0.05. Take this 0.05 to the other side, it will subtract on the other side. So you will have 3.75 minus 0.05 equals to d. So it will be 3.7. D equals to 3.7. So d is 3.7. So the value of the d will be 3.7. So this is how you will do this part. Let me reduce the size so you can see the whole part done. You can see them. So the d will be 3.7. So our answer is also 3.7. Yeah, our answer is also 3.7. So from the marking scheme, I can tell you this answer is right. And we are going to the next part, and his next part is question number 4. So we are on the question number 4. He says a cuboid has a dimensions x centimeter by x centimeter by 10 centimeter. The volume of the cuboid is 62.5 centimeter cube. Find the value of the x. The volume is length multiply width multiply height. And we can very easily find out the value of the x. Okay, the volume is length multiply width multiply height. So 62.5 is equals to x multiply 10. So 62.5 divided by 10 equals to x square. So x square will be equals to 6.25. Take the square root on both the sides. So you will have x equals to 2.5 centimeters. So the value of the x is 2.5 centimeters. So our answer is right. Okay. So we are going to the next part. He says, this is the part. He says, piece of the card AOB is a sector of the circle, center O with the angle 84 degree. Find the rate, and the radius is 15 centimeter. Show that the arc length of the sector is 7 pi. So we have to show that the arc length is 7 pi. So it means find the arc length. So formula for the arc length is theta divided by 360 multiply 2 pi r. Theta multiply 360, theta divided by 360 multiply 2 pi r. That's the formula. So the arc length is equals to theta divided by 362 pi r, the formula for the arc length. And the theta is 84 degrees. So 84 divided by 360 multiply 2 multiply pi. Don't enter the value of the pi here. Just keep the pi as pi. So multiply radius, that's 15. So when you will enter these values in your calculator, 84 multiply 2 multiply 15 divided 360, it will give you 7. So the answer will be 7 pi. So this is what you have to show. So we only have to show this. So our answer is right. So we have to show that the arc length is 7 pi. It was 1 mark question. Then their question is OA is joined to OB to form the curved surface of a cone. Calculate the radius of the cone. Okay. So you have you joined this OA, the edge OA with the edge OB, and a cone will be formed. Okay. So remember, whenever a cone is formed, the slant height of the cone is the radius of that sector. The slant height of the cone is the radius of that sector, and the arc length of that sector is equals to the circumference of the base of the cone. So don't forget this thing. This is very, very important point, that when you join the edges, the straight edges of the cone with each other to make a straight edges of a sector to make a cone, the circumference of the base of that cone is equals to the arc length of that sector. So the arc length of that sector is 7 pi. The circumference of the base of the cone will be 2 pi r. I have to differentiate between this radius and this radius. The radius of that r, I have named it as capital R. So 2 pi r is equals to 7 pi. Pi will be cancelled, so r will be 7 by 2. So the radius of the base of the cone will be 3.5 centimeter. It will be 3.5 centimeter, and you can see here our answer is right. So this is how you will do this. The concept is that when this sector, you join the straight edges of the sector OA and OB with each other to make a cone, the arc length of this sector becomes the base, the circumference of the base of the cone. On this side, by this idea, we have solved this second part. Okay, then he says find the height of the cone. So once you know the radius of the cone, and I told you that the slant height will be, let me reduce the size. The slant height will be, when you join them, the whatever this straight edge of that sector becomes the slant height of the cone. This straight edge, this radius of this sector becomes the slant height of the cone. This is the concept. So we know the slant height, that is 15. We know this capital radius, that is 3.5. And I want to know this height of the cone. So the H and L and the R, their relationship is they are connected with each other with the Pythagoras. And so L square is equals to H square plus R square. And H square I want to find out. So that will be L square minus R square. Just put those values there. So you will have H square is equals to 15 square minus 3.5 square. And that will be 212.75. So take square root on both the sides. So the H value will be 14.59. So the value of the H will be 14.59. 14.59. So our answer is right. Okay, so it will be approximately 14.6. So this is how you will do this part. I hope you understand this. So that was the third part. Okay, now he says that was a 2 marks question. Then the C part is a 3 marks question. He says an empty barrel in the shape of a cylinder has a radius 20 centimeter and height 80 centimeter. The barrel is filled with the water at a rate of 5,500 centimeter cube per minute. Calculate the time taken to completely fill the barrel. Give your answer in minutes and seconds. Correct to the nearest second. It's a 3 marks question. So the methodology is very simple. The strategy is find the volume of that barrel. It's in the shape of a cylinder. The formula for the volume of find the volume of that cylinder. So the formula for the volume of cylinder is pi r square h. Just put this value. You have the radius, that's 20 centimeter. You know the height of that cylinder, that's 80 centimeter. Find the volume. Then you know the formula, the rate is equals to volume divided by time. If you want to find out time, how much time it will take to completely fill that cylinder. So that will be time is equals to volume divided by rate. So simply you will very easily you will be able to find out that. So on your screen it is showing up, and the formula for the volume is 4 pi. Volume is equals to pi r square h. So volume will be equals to pi multiply 20 square multiply 80, and when you enter these values in your calculator, you get 100,530.96 centimeter cube. So, and the rate of the water which is filling the that cylinder, that is 5,500 centimeter cube per minute. The time is volume divided by rate. The time can be found by volume divided by rate. The volume is 100,530.96. You divide it with the rate, which is 5,500 centimeter cube per minute. So your answer will be 18.27 minutes. So these are 18 minutes. Okay, the 0.27, you multiply 0.27 with the 60, you will get seconds. So 18 minutes and 0.27 multiply 60, that gives you 17 seconds. So it will take 18 minutes and 17 seconds to fill that cylinder. 18 minutes, 17 seconds is the right answer, sir. So let me reduce the size so you can see the whole solution together. Okay. Now on your screen, the question number 4, it's C part. The whole solution is coming up. I hope you understand the whole strategy, how this is done. Okay, so we are going to the next question. It says complete the table of the values for y is equals to x cubed minus 4x plus 3. So what will be the value of the y when the x is minus 3? In your calculator, you will write bracket start minus 3, bracket close, raised to power 3, minus 4, bracket start, minus 3, bracket close, plus 3 equals to, and you will get this value of the y. And then we have to plot this value. Okay, so you can see this value will be, how much will be that value? Minus 12. That value will be minus 12. Then, let me check here. It will be minus 12. You can see this answer is right. Okay, so we are going to next part. Here we have the graph. He says, draw the graph of this from minus 3 to 3. Okay, so this graph is already there. So I will plot these points. At minus 3, you will have minus 12. At minus 3, you will have minus 12. Minus 12 will be here, here. Okay, so this is the minus 12. And so I will plot these points. So you can see one point is minus 3, 12, minus 2, 3, minus 2, minus 3. It's minus 2, positive 3. So at minus 3, you have minus 12. At minus 2, you have 3. Then I will take minus 1, 6. At minus 1, you have 6. I have also taken another value, which is at minus 1.5. That value is here. Then at 0, the value is 3. You plotted this point. Then at 1, you will have 0. At 1, we have 0 value. At 2, your value is 3. At 2, the value is 3. And then at 3, the value is 18. So here we go. At 3, the value is 18. Put a dot here. Then I will join these dots with smooth curves, and I will get this thing. So this is a typical shape of a graph of cubic equation. So hopefully you understand this. Okay, then they ask us a question. He says, by drawing a suitable straight line on your graph, find the solution of the equation x cubed minus 4x minus 2 equals to 0. So the original equation is x cubed minus 4x plus 3. They are asking us to find the solution graphically of the x cubed minus 4x minus 2 equals 0. So I will take this equation and I will try to make the actual expression whose graph we have on the left side. For that purpose, I will add, I will subtract on both the sides. Let me show you. So the original equation is x cubed minus 4x minus 2. I will add plus 5 on both the sides. So now x cube minus 4x plus 3 equals to 5. So now you can see this is the main curve whose graph you have drawn. This is the main curve whose graph, you see this expression I have tried to make here. And on the right side, whatever you have 5 here. So you will make it equals to y equals to 5. So I will draw that line, y equals to 5. So you can see here, I have drawn that line, y equals to 5. And you can see it cut the main graph at 3 places. So on these 3 places, at the point of intersections, I will check what is the value of the x of that point of intersection. And that will be my solution. So this value will be something like minus 3.6 something, minus 6, minus 3 point, sorry, minus 1.6 something. This value will be minus 0. Maybe 6, and this value will be 2.3, 2.3, yeah. So let me show you here. So one value is minus 1.14, the other value is minus 0.5, and the other value is 2.3. This value is it's not 1 minus 1.4. It is minus 1.6. I think its value is minus 1.64. I have by mistake, I've written here 1.14. This is not 1.14. It is something different. So let me check. Yeah, it is from minus 1.8 to minus 1.5. So it is actually minus 1.6. I by mistake wrote there minus 1.14. That is not minus 1.14. That point, its coordinate is 1.6 something. Okay. So the next value is right, minus 0.6 and minus 0.5. Our answer is minus 0.5. That he says minus from minus 0.6 to minus 0.3. And our third answer is 2.3. He says the answer can be from 2.1 to 2.5. So our answers are right. So this point here, this is not 1.14 by mistake. I wrote this. It is actually minus 1.6. Okay, you can check from here. This point of intersection here, this is minus 1.6. I hope you understand. Okay, so that is how you will do. This is that part, question number 5. Okay, so we are going to the next question. The next question is on the locus. He says the diagram shows a field ABCD drawn to a scale of 1 centimeter to 50 meter. The field has a straight path from D to the midpoint of the AB. Okay, so midpoint of the AB, we can find that. And draw the path and measure the angle the path makes with the DC. Okay. So I will put a scale here and check how much is the length of the AB and then find the midpoint from the by the scale. So when you have found the midpoint, join it with the D. So you will get that you will get this line here. Then measure how much is this angle with the help of a protractor. So let me show you. I have done that. Okay. So you can see with the help of the scale, I have found the midpoint here. And let me call it M. Then I will join this M with the D. And then I will measure this angle. So you can see this angle between this line DM and the DC line. I will measure this angle. I put my protractor here. The cross here will be here. The 0 will be here. From here, I will count how much is the angle up to this point, this line. So that angle will be 45 degrees. So I hope you understand this A part, very simple, straightforward question. Then he says grass is to be planted on an area of the field. The area to be planted is to be less than 325 centimeter from the B. So if your distance from a line, if your distance from a point is given, then you always draw a circle. It says 325 meter from B, first of all, according to the scale, and divide 325 with the meter and divide it with the 50, you get the centimeters. So according to my scale, 1 centimeter represents 50. So 325 will represent x. So when I find the x value, that will be 6.5. So I will open the compass 6.5 centimeter and I will take B as the center of the arc of the circle, and I will draw a circle here. So I put the needle of the compass on the B, the needle, the compass is open 6.5 centimeter, and I will draw this circle. And according to the locus, he says that you have to remain inside that circle because he said that this is the distance is less than 325 meter from the B. The next thing he says is that it is nearer to CB than the CD whenever your distance from the two lines is given and those two lines are intersecting with each other, then you will have to draw the angle bisector of the angle between those two lines. So because they are talking about the CB and the CD line, so common point is C. So you will draw angle bisector of the BCD angle. So BCD angle is this angle. So BCD is this angle. You have to draw the angle bisector of this angle. So put the needle of the compass here, open it a little bit, and mark arc here on this BC. Then mark an arc on the DC. Then put the compass needle on the mark on the BC and put an arc here. And then put the compass on the mark on the DC side and put an arc here, draw an arc here. Then where these two arcs intersect each other, join it with this vertex C, and that will be the angle bisector of the BCD. Let me show you, I have drawn it. So you can see here we have opened the compass, put the needle of the compass on the C. I have drawn this arc. So this is the point on the BC. This is the point on the CD. So put the compass here, draw an arc here. You can see this arc, and then put the compass here, draw an arc here. You can see this little arc here. Where these two arcs intersected each other, join that point with the C, draw the line. That's the angle bisector. Okay. He says the area to be planted is to be less than 325 meter from the B, nearer to CB than the CD, and can only be on one side of the path. Okay, so that path is DM. So that can be only on one side of the path. By drawing appropriate loci, find and shade the largest possible area for the grass to be planted. Okay, so then let me show you. This is that area. You have to remain, he said, you have to remain nearer to CB than the CD. So this was the angle bisector. So you have to remain near the CB. So this is that area. You have to remain inside the circle. So you will remain inside this circle. You have to remain one side of that path. So that path is DM. So you will remain here. So this is that area. This area is shaded. Then they say find the actual length of the part of the path that forms a boundary of the grass. Okay, the path of the path, which is the boundary of the grass, is this. So with the help of the scale, measure this length, and then according to the scale, you can convert it. So this is 3 centimeter long, 1 centimeter represents 50 meter. So that portion of the path, which is the boundary of the grass, that is 3 centimeter long. So that will be 150 meter. Automatically, it will be 150 meter because 1 centimeter means 50 meters. So 3 centimeter will mean 150 meter. So this is how you will do this locus question. And this was question number 6. I hope you understand this question. And that was the question on the locus. Okay, so we are going to the next question. That is question number 7. It says Yasir travels to work either by car, bus, train, or bike. The probabilities of using these means of transport on any workday are shown in the table. So by by car, he will go that the probability is 0.12. By bus, he might go, it's the probability is 0.40. And by train, he might go, its probability 0.26. What is the probability of going by the bike? It is represented with the P. You know, the total probability of any event is always 1. So from 1, you subtract the probability of the car, bus, and train. The remaining will be the probability of the bike. So let me show you. Here we go. So here we go. So from 1, I will subtract 0.12, 0.40, and 0.26. So you will get 0.22. So the probability of going by the bike is 0.22. The answer is right. Okay, sir. Okay, so the next question they ask, find the probability that on Monday and Tuesday, he traveled to work by train on one day and by bus on the other day. Train and bus. So we will find the probability of the train, comma, bus plus the probability of the bus, comma, train. Very simple. So the probability of the train, comma, bus plus the probability of the bus, comma, train, because they are independent of each other. So so its probability will be 0.6, 0.26 multiplied 0.40 plus 0.40 multiplied 0.26. So the answer will be 0.208. 0.208 is the right answer, sir. I hope you understand this. Okay, that was a 2 marks question. Then he says, find the probability that he travels to work by bus at least once on Wednesday or Thursday. Okay, so at least once by bus. So it means bus, comma, not bus, plus not bus, comma, bus, plus bus, comma, bus. At least means it can be more than 2. Means he can go bus, comma, not bus, plus the probability of the not bus, comma, bus, plus the probability of the bus, comma, bus. At least means this. Okay, so it will be 0.40 multiplied, not bus will be 1 minus 0.40. So it will be 0.60. So 0.40 multiplied 0.60 plus 0.60 multiplied 0.40 plus 0.40 multiplied 0.40. That will be 0.64. So the answer is 0.64. Hopefully you understand this is a little tricky statement and it was 3 marks. So I hope you understand this question. So we are going to the B part. He says, Yasser records the length of time he spends at work on each of the 70 work days. The table shows the results from 4 to 6, he 4 times, from 6 to 7, 6 times, from 7 to 7.5, 9 times, 7.5 to 8, 23 times, 8 to 8.75, 18 times, 8.75 to 10 times. Okay. So he says complete the histogram to represent the data. Okay, so the first 2 classes, the frequency density histogram is already made. If the gap, if the class width is not the same, it's not uniform, and then you draw the histogram with the help of a frequency density histogram. So if you want to find out the frequency density, the method is very simple. First of all, we need to find out the class width. So how you find the class width? You subtract these two, you get the class width. You subtract these two, you get the class width. You subtract 7.5 minus 7, you get the class width. Find the class width of each class, and the frequency density of the each class will be the frequency of that class divided by the class width. That's the formula. So let me show you. Okay, so this class width is 2, this class width is 1, this class width is 0.5, this class width is 0.5, this class width is 0.75, this class width is 1.25. So divide the frequency with the class width, you get the frequency density. Divide the frequency with the class width, you get the frequency density. Divide the class width, frequency with the class width, you get the frequency density. Divide the frequency with the class width, you get the frequency density. Divide the frequency with the class width, you get the frequency density. Divide the frequency with the class width, and you will get the frequency density. So now on this, we will try to make that histogram. So 7 to 7.5, the frequency density is how much? 18. So 7 to 7.5, I will make this one. So it will go up to how much? 18. From 7.5 to 8, the frequency density is 46. From 7.5 to 8, this bar will go up to 46. From 8 to 8.75, it will go up to 24. From 8 to 8.75, this is the 8.75, it will go up to 24. So this is that bar. Okay, then from 8.75 to 10, its frequency density is 8. So this bar from 8.75 to 10, it will go up to 8. So this is how you will draw this histogram, complete the histogram. That was the question, and I hope you can see that. Let me reduce the size so you can see. Okay, so now this is showing up on your screen. We have completed the histogram. Okay, so the next question they are asking is find out. Yasir starts the work each day at 9 a.m. He is paid overtime if he works later than 15.5 means 5:15 p.m. Estimate the number of days he is paid overtime during these 70 work days. Okay, so first of all, I will find out how much is this time. How much is this time? Okay, which is considered normal working days. So from 17.15, 5:15 p.m. That is 1715. From it, I will subtract 1900. So 15. It will be 8 hours and 15 minutes. 8 hours and 15 minutes. 8 hours and 15 minutes. 8 hours and 15 minutes means 8.25 hours. It means 8.25 hours. So when he worked more than 8.25 hours, 8.25 hours. So from my histogram, I can tell you, this is 8.25. So I will find out the area of this bar, and I will find out the area of this bar, and I will add them. That will be the, so this will be, it is 8.25 to 8.75. So this length is 0.5. You multiply it with the 24. This is 24. This height is 24. So you will have 0.5 multiplied 24, and that will be 12. So in the 12, this area is 10. This area is 8 multiply 1.25. So it is 10. So you add 12 and 10, 22. So there are 22 days on which he's paid overtime. So it's a little tricky question, because from here I found how many days. Okay. So let me check. 22 is the right answer. So this is the marking scheme of the question number 7. Okay, so we are going to the next question. The next question is question number 8. A part, he says apple cost X dollars per kilogram and oranges cost Y dollars per kilogram. The total cost of 5 kg apples and 10 kg of the oranges is $40. So very simple. The equation will be 5x plus 10y equals to 40. And when I will reduce it, I will be able to show this. Okay. So let me show you here. Okay, so it will be 5x plus 10y equals to 40. Divide all the terms with 5. You get x plus 2y equals to 8. So this is the A part which you have to show this. Then it says the total cost of 4 kg of apples and 3 kg of oranges is $19. So this equation will be 4x plus 3y equals to 19. So it will be 4x plus 3y equals to 19. So that's the second equation. This is, we are going to use the simultaneous equation. These two are the simultaneous equations, and we want to find out the values of the x and y. And it's a 4-mark question. Okay. So this is equation number 1. This is equation number 2. So I will multiply the first equation with the 4, and then from that I will subtract the second equation. So you can see I have written here, I'm using the horizontal method, 4 bracket x plus 2y bracket close minus bracket 4x plus 3y bracket close. From the left side of this equation, I'm subtracting this equation, but before that, I multiply this with the 4. Same I will do with the right side. I will multiply 8 with the 4 minus 19. So here you will have 4x plus, you will have 4x plus 8y minus 4x minus 3y equals to 32 minus 19. So 4x and minus 4x, they will be cancelled. 8y minus 3y, that's 5y. On the right side, you will have 32 minus 19, which will be 13. So y will be equals to 13 divided by 5, which is 2.6. So the price of the oranges is $2.6. Then I will substitute y into any equation. I have taken I can take first equation, or I can take the second equation, wherever you want to do that. So in this equation, in the place of y, I will put 2.6. So here you can see x plus 2 into 2.6 equals to 8. So x will be x plus 5.2 is equals to 8. So x will be equals to 8 minus 5.2, and x will be equals to $2.8. So the price of 1 kg of the apple is $2.8, and the price of 1 kg of the oranges is $2.6. So this is how you will do this question. So let me reduce the size so you can see the whole solution together. So this is how you will do the question number 8A, and the second part, let's check the answer. 2.6 and 2.8. 2.6 and 2.8 is the right answer, sir. 2.8 and 2.6 is the right answer. Okay, so our answers are right. Okay, then we have the B part here. The previous part was of the 4 marks. Okay, now he says solve -8 is less than 4 bracket x minus 3 bracket close less than 7. So you know the method is you solve first of all these two, then you solve these two, and then you can represent this on a number line also, and or in this way. Okay, so we are going to do this. Okay. So I will take this portion and I will solve it here. So -8 less than 4 bracket x minus 3 bracket close. So -8 is less than 4x minus 12. So -12 will go to the other side. So -8 plus 12 less than 4x. So 4 less than 4x. 4 by 4 less than x. So 1 is less than x, or x is greater than 1, you can say. Okay, so then I will take this portion, and that is 4 bracket x minus 3 less than 7, 4x minus 12 less than 7, 4x is less than 7 plus 12, so 4x is less than 19, x is less than 19 divided by 4, so x is less than 4 whole 3 by 4. So finally, I can write the answer that x is more than 1 and less than 4 whole 3 by 4, which is 4.75. So the whole question is showing up on your screen. Let's check the answer. Our answer is right, sir. You can see here. So our answer is right. The whole question number 8B part. This is how you do this inequality question. Okay, so we are going to the next part. Is 6 marks question. We have to find out the values of the x. He says 4 divided by x minus 1 plus 2 divided by 2x plus 3 equals to 1. So here we have two fractions which are adding with each other, and that the answer is equals to 1. So we have to show how you're working and give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. So we have to solve it. So first of all, I will convert it into a standard quadratic equation, and then I will apply the quadratic formula to find out. It's a 6 marks question. A 6 marks part, very simple and straightforward. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so first of all, I will take the LCM. In the LCM, both these denominators will come here. So here I will have 4 bracket 2x plus 3 bracket close plus 2 into x minus 1 bracket close divided by that LCM in both of those denominators. They are in the LCM equals to 1. Okay, so I will take this, these two brackets, I will multiply them with the 1 on the other side. So when you open these two, it will be 8x plus 12 plus 2x minus 2 equals to 1. In the bracket, you have x minus 1, and in the other bracket, you have 2x plus 3. So here on the left side, you will have 10x plus 10 equals 2. So when you open these two brackets, when you multiply these two brackets, you will have x bracket 2x plus 3 bracket close minus 1 bracket 2x plus 3 bracket close. So here you will have 10x plus 10 equals to 2x squared plus 3x minus 2x minus 3. So take them to the other side. So 0 will be equals to 2x squared plus x minus 10x minus 3 minus 10. So you will have 2x squared minus 9x minus 13 equals to 0. Now this is a standard quadratic form, and this is standard quadratic equation, and that's its form. So A will be 2, B will be minus 9, and the C will be minus 13. So I will apply the quadratic formula. You know the quadratic formula is x is equals to minus b plus minus under root, and under the under root you have b square minus 4ac, and then divided by 2a. Just put these values here. So x will be equals to minus bracket minus 9 bracket close plus minus under root, and under the radical sign you have minus 9 whole square. Put the brackets around it. Minus bracket minus 9 bracket whole square. Minus 4 into 2 into minus 13. So when you enter these values in your calculator, this will be 9 plus minus under root 185 divided by 4. So when you take the square root of 185, that's 13.60. So there are two possibilities. One is 9 plus 13.60 whole thing divided by 4. The other is 9 minus 13.60 divided the whole thing divided by 4. So it will be 5.65, and this will be minus 1.15. So let me reduce the size so you can see the whole question together. So hopefully you have understood this. So now the whole question is showing up on your screen, and you can see that how we have done that. Whole question do not show up. Okay, so let's check the answer. 5.65 and 1 minus 1.15. Our answers are the same. So our answer is right. It's a 6 marks question. So this part is 6 marks. Okay. So now we are on the question number 9. So here we says the diagram shows the positions of the three towns A, B, and C. B is on a bearing of 72 degrees from the A. C is on a bearing of 150 from A. The AB length is 300 kilometer, and the AC length is 280 kilometer. Find the bearing of the C from find the bearing of the A from the C. The bearing of the C from A is 150. The bearing of the A from the C, very easy, is asking you for the back bearing. If you know the bearing of the C from the A, that's 150. The bearing of the A from the C will be, because that forward bearing is less than 180, the backward bearing will be, by adding 180, you can get that. So it will be 180 plus 150. So I think it will be something like 330. So there are two methods. I showed you the first method. So if I do it on the diagram, so here we have a north on the A. I will also draw a north on the C. Both of these north are parallel to each other. I know the bearing of the C from A. Bearing means from that north you go clockwise to that line. That angle is 150. So how much will be this angle alpha? Because these two north, they are parallel to each other. So the alpha and this 150, they are allied angles of the parallel lines to each other. So they will be supplementary to each other. This sum will be 180. So the alpha plus 150 will be equals to 180. So alpha will be 180 minus 150. So the value of the alpha will be 30. The question is, what is the bearing of the A from the C? A from the C, that it means that draw a north on the C, and from that north, go clockwise to the CA line. So from that north on the C, I go clockwise to the CA line. So they're asking me to find out that angle. That angle will be 360 minus alpha. So I know the value of the alpha, that is 30. So 360 minus 30, that will be 30. So that is the second method. The first method, I told you that if you know the forward bearing, the bearing of the C from the A is 150. The backward bearing or the reverse bearing you can find very easily. If the forward bearing is less than 180, the backward bearing will be add 180 in that forward bearing, get the reverse bearing. So you can use any method. It's up to you. So our answer is 330. So let's check. 330 degrees is the right answer, sir. Now, the question is find the length of the BC. Very simple. This angle of the is 150. This angle is 72. If from 150 you subtract the 72, you get this internal angle of this triangle here. Then you will have this side, and the angle between them. Very easily you can find this BC. It's the classical case for the law of cosine and the shape of the law of cosine in which you find the length of the side. Okay, so if this is 150, this is 72, this internal angle will be how much? It will be 150 minus 72, and that will be 78 degrees. So the side BC we can find out very easily. That will be 300 square plus 280 square minus 2 into 300 into 280 into cos of the 78 equals to, take the square root of the answer, equals to, that will be 365.34 kilometer. 365.34 kilometer. Let me check. Our answer is right. So this is how you will find the length of the BC. Very simple and straightforward, easy peasy question. Okay, then he says that town D is 145 kilometers from the town B. So they are actually talking about this. They are talking about this, okay? So he says that the town uh, D is 145 kilometers from the town B. The angle ADB is 120 degree. Find the two possible bearings of the D from the A. You may add lines to this sketch to help you. Okay, so the angle is 120 at the vertex D, ADB. So because the angle is given on the point which is not located here, so there can be two possibilities. Let me show you how. You see the case one, that D can be on the north side of the AB line, and in the case number two, the D can be on the south side of the AB. So these are two possible cases in here. So they want me to, so this angle is 120. This side dB is 145 kilometer. This angle, total angle is 72. This is 300. So I can find out the DAB side, and the sine. I will apply the law of sine, and you know that sine DAB by 145 will be equals to sine 120 divided by 300. So sine DAB will be equals to, you just do this calculation. What is that calculation? That is 145 multiplied sine 120 equals to, divided by 300 equals to, you will get 0.4185. So DAB will be equals to sine inverse of the 0.4185, and that will be 24.74. So this angle DAB, 24, this angle here, that is 24.74. Now the bearing of the D from A will be this. That will be 72 minus 24.74. So the bearing of the D from A will be 72 minus 24.74. So that will be 47.26. So that's one possible answer. The second possibility is that that D point is on the south side of the AB. So then you will get this diagram. I will do the same process again. I will try to find out this angle, and that angle will be sine BAD divided by 145 equals to sine 120 divided by 300. So the BAD will be sine inverse of the 0.4185. The BAD angle will be 24. In this situation, the bearing of the D from the A will be 72 plus this angle, which is 24.74. So the bearing of the D from A will be 72 plus 24.7, that will be 96.74. So these are the two possible values. One value of the bearing of the D from the A, one is 96.74. The other one is 47.26. And these are the two possible diagrams from the given data. Hopefully you understand this question. One is 47 point something, and that other one is 96 point something. So our answers are right. And let me show you that question again. So slowly I'm moving this slide, and you can see this is how we have done this question. So that was the case number one. And we found this angle here, and the bearing of the D from A will be 72 minus that angle. And that angle was 24.74. So the bearing of the D from A was 72 minus 24.74. And then this is the second case, and we found this angle by the help of the law of sine. And the bearing of the D from A in this case will be 72 plus 24.74. So this is how you will do this question. It's a little tricky question, so I hopefully you understand this question. I have tried my best to explain it. Okay, so we are going to the next question. Oh, it's a question on the transformation. So this is question number 10 showing up on your screen. Here we have the triangle A, triangle B, triangle C. Their question is, the diagram shows the triangle A, B, and C. Describe fully the single transformation that maps the triangle A onto triangle B. Okay, if you look at carefully, the triangle A has been mapped onto the triangle B, and you can see the size of the triangle has not changed. The orientation of the triangle has not changed. When this happens, that means that you have moved in a straight line, which is called translation. So if you want to find out what is the column vector for the translation, the method is very simple. You take 2 points, same points, means 1 point in the object, 1 point in the image, and you subtract their column vectors. You could subtract their coordinates. For example, I take this point, it is minus 3 and 5. This column vector will be minus 3, 5, and its column vector will be the same point in the object is 1, 2. It will be 1, 2. So you subtract from image, you subtract the object, you get the translation matrix. Another method is very simple. You just count how many steps you have gone from here to here. On the x-axis, you have moved 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 4, 1, 2, 3. On the y, you have moved positive 3. So that is the translation matrix. Okay, so the translation matrix will be minus 4 and 3. Minus 4, 3. So this is how you write that column matrix. Okay, so the translation will be minus 4, 3. So our answer is right. Okay. So the next thing they are asking you to do is, they say, find the matrix representing the transformation that maps the triangle A onto triangle C. Triangle A onto triangle C. By looking at them, I can tell you this is the reflection. This is reflection has happened. You see the triangle has flipped, and it's a reflection in the y-axis. Okay. So what is the matrix which represents the, there are two methods now. You see, you can remember that matrix which represents the reflection in the y-axis, or we have a method. Okay, the method is very simple. I take 2 points in the object, I take 2 same points on the image, and then I use that method in the, you remember that equation? The equation is that the transformation matrix multiplied object is equals to image. So I will take 2 points on the object, and I will take those 2 points, their image. Okay, here we take only 2 points. Okay, so I have taken 1, 1, 2, and 1, 1, and their image is minus 1, 2, and minus 1, 1. This is the famous equation: transformation matrix multiply object is equal to the image. So I want to find out the transformation matrix. So I will take this object matrix to the other side. So when it will go on the other side, it will become inverse of this matrix. So the inverse of any matrix is equals to 1 by the determinant of that matrix multiply the adjoint of that matrix. So its determinant will be 1 into 1 is 1, minus 1 into 2 minus 2. So it will be 1 minus 2, and that will be minus 1. So I will write that thing here, 1 by minus 1 by 2. First of all, I will write the image. Then I will write its adjoint. Its adjoint will be, I will change their place and I will change their signs. It will be 1 minus 1 minus 2, 1. Just multiply these two. From here, I will take the rows. From here, I will take the columns. Minus 1 multiplied with 1, minus 1. Minus 1 multiplied with the minus 2, it will be plus 2. Minus 1 multiplied with minus 1, it will be plus 1. Minus 1 multiplied with the 1, minus 1. Now this row's turn to multiply. So this row will multiply with the first column, then this row will multiply with the second column. So 2 multiplied with the 1 is 2, minus 2, and minus 2, and plus 1. So it will become, it will be 1 and it will be 0, it will be 0 and it will be -1. When you divide all of them with the -1, you get -1, 0, 0, -1. So this is our method of finding the transformation matrix. And the other way is, you just remember, is the transformation matrix for the reflection in the y-axis. But this is the way which I use, which I teach my students how to do that. So that's why my students never try to memorize the transformation matrix, because they know how to find out the transformation matrix by taking 2 points on the object and 2 points on the image. Same points you take, okay? Let's check. -1, 0, 0, 1 is the right answer, sir. Our answer is the same. So hopefully you understand. So it's a 1-mark question, but if you can remember, just remember them. Okay, then he says triangle A is mapped onto triangle D by an enlargement with the center 2, 3 and the scale factor 3. Draw triangle D. So the center of the enlargement is 2, 3. 2, 3 will be here. Put a dot here. So this is the center of enlargement. You have to enlarge this triangle A. You join with this point, this vertex, make a line. You join this vertex and this center of enlargement, draw a line. Join with the center of enlargement, this vertex, and draw a line. The scale factor is given. The scale factor is 3. Check how much is this distance and multiply it with the 3. Check how much is this distance and multiply it with the 3. Check how much is this distance and multiply it with the 3. So let me show you how much. Okay, so now this diagram is showing up on your screen. So that is the center of rotation, and I will join the 3 vertices and the center of rotation with each other, and I've drawn these lines. Okay, so then I check what is this distance. I multiply it with the 3, whatever this distance is. With the help of the scale, you will do that. And I multiplied with the 3, and I start from here. Wherever that distance is completed, I put a dot. I check how much is this distance. I multiplied with the 3, and with the help of the scale, I start from here. Where that distance is completed, I put a dot. I check how much is this distance, and I multiplied with the 3, and wherever on this line, where I start from there, here, and where that distance is completed, I put a dot. Then I join these 3 dots with each other. So this is that triangle D. So hopefully you understand that how we have enlarged this triangle A, when the center of the enlargement was 2, 3 and the scale factor was 3. Hopefully you understand. So let me show you the marking scheme. Our answers are right. I have already checked them, but for your satisfaction and for my own satisfaction, let's check it again. So that was question number 10 and its C part. Hopefully you understand, and that was a 2 marks question. Okay, so we are going to the next question. It says P is the point 3, -3 and the Q is the point 1, 5. Calculate the length PQ. If you want to find out the length PQ, it's very simple. You have to only apply the formula of the distance, the formula of the length. The formula is y2 minus y1 whole square plus x2 minus x1 whole square, and you have a square root on the top of it. So it will be 1 minus 3 whole square plus 5 minus plus 3 whole square. So it will be minus 2 whole square. It will be, and here you will have 8 whole square. And when you do this in your calculator, you get under root 68, which is 8.25. So the length of the PQ is 8.25. So our answer is right, sir. The next question is find the coin of the perpendicular bisector of the PQ. The question is of 5 marks. He says find the length, find the coin of the perpendicular bisector of the PQ. So it's a 5 marks question. First of all, I will find the midpoint. Then I will find the gradient of the PQ. Then I will find the gradient of the perpendicular to the PQ. Okay. So three steps calculation we have. So we have 3 different calculations. So first of all, I will find out the midpoint, the formula for the midpoint of the P and the Q. That will be x2 plus x1 divided by 2 plus y2 plus y1 divided by 2. So it will be 1 plus 3 divided by 2, that will be 2. 5 minus 3 divided by 2, that will be 1. So the midpoint of the PQ is 2 comma 1. The gradient of the PQ, the formula for the gradient is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So it will be 5 plus 3 divided by 1 minus 3, that will be 8 by minus 2, and that will be minus 4. The gradient of the perpendicular of the PQ will be, you will reciprocate it and you will change the sign. So when you reciprocate minus 1 by 4 and you change its sign, it will become 1 by 4. So this is that gradient, and you use the midpoint and the gradient of the perpendicular, and you will be able to find out the equation of the perpendicular bisector. You know how I find the equation. I use this equation, y minus y1 equals to m bracket x minus x1. In the place of x1 and y1, I will substitute the values of the midpoint, coordinates of the midpoint. In the y1, I will put 1. In the x1, I will put 2. X and y will remain as it is. So here is how you will find the equation. So y minus 1 is equal to 1 by 4. The equation of the, the gradient of the perpendicular is 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 bracket x minus 2, this 4 will go on the other side. It will multiply 4y minus 4 is equals to x minus 2. So 4y is equals to x minus 2 plus 4. So 4y is equals to x plus 2. So y will be equals to x by 4 and plus 2 by 4. So the y will be equals to x by 4 plus 1 by 2. So this is how you will find the equation of that perpendicular bisector. So let me reduce the size so you can see almost the whole question together. Okay, so now I hope the whole thing is showing up on your screen, but the size has reduced. Hopefully you can see that. So let's check, confirm the answer. So our answer is right. So our answer is right. So this is how the whole question 11 is done. So my dear students, we have reached the end of this paper, and today, today we have done, how much? Today we have done May, June 2022, 402421 paper. This paper 1 was from the zone 1. We have completed the whole paper in this single video because somehow the Zoom has, without making any payment, the Zoom has given me permission to make the video calls longer than 40 minutes. And thank you to the Zoom. And I think it's a great blessing for me that I am able to help out so many students and teachers around the world by this YouTube channel. If you have learned something from this paper, if you think that this paper has benefited you, this video, please like the link of this, please like this video, and also share the link of this video onto your Facebook account and onto your Instagram and onto your Twitter accounts, because that will help me promote my channel. My name is Ferhan Mazher. Thank you very much, everyone. God bless you all.